Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is just an MMA news episode with current events in the world of MMA, and I meant to do a post-fight rundown of Bellator 238 and UFC Fight Night on ESPN Plus, Dos Santos versus Blades, but felt like, instead of doing two episodes, wanted to just combine them and throw in some news tidbits and just go over today's headlines and also throw in some results of those cards too, because both those cards are really good and they're worth mentioning for sure. Just a quick rundown of Bellator 238. We had the women's Bellator featherweight title with Julia Budd going up against Cris Cyborg. Budd looking to defend her belt for, the umpteenth time. And yeah, this was kind of the fight I thought it would be in regards to, I felt like it may have easily been a one-sided fight for Budd or Cyborg, or it would have, maybe a little bit of back and forth with there being a clear winner at the end. I just felt like there's going to be some sort of domination in this fight, and there was. So Cris Cyborg pretty much won every round decisively, the first three rounds, and then finished her off TKO punches in the fourth round to become your new Bellator featherweight champ. Then in the co-main, we had featherweight World Grand Prix tournament in Bellator with Darrion Caldwell going up against Adam Boric. And Darrion Caldwell, submission, rear naked choke, round one. I did not see this coming. I thought Adam may have, knocked out Darrion, or Darrion wins by unanimous decision. Did not see this finish coming. Good fight. Great, exciting finish. Then I'll just go over this last match, or this other match on Bellator, and then I'll go into the UFC ESPN Plus card. So then we had a featherweight clash with Juan Archuleta versus Henry Corrales. Juan won unanimous decision. There's controversy here. Some people felt Corrales won. This was a close fight. It wasn't the most exciting fight, but it was, I would say, a close fight, and you could argue either way. I think Juan won the fight, but I could see the argument of why Henry won this fight. It was some back and forth, but Juan was backing up quite a bit, and you could argue that Henry was pushing the pace going forward. But yeah, it was decision unanimous for Juan Archuleta. Then in the ESPN Plus card, we had a heavyweight clash with Curtis Blades versus former UFC heavyweight champ Junior Dos Santos. Man, you know what? Like, this one, Junior Dos Santos, he was looking okay in the first round, stuffing takedowns, and then looking to box like he normally does. But that's just it with Junior Dos Santos. He's become really stagnant because of his predictability. I think if he was more unpredictable and, shot for takedowns, look for submissions, even just fake takedown attempts and submissions, or just looking to clinch a little bit, I think, would not necessarily this fight, but just his overall fights in general, I think he would be more unpredictable, and he would maybe win another fight or two more than he has. But he's been kind of back and forth with the wins and losses, and he's coming off two losses now. And Curtis Blades won TKO punches round two and caught him clean. And this was a good main event. And then in the welterweight division, we had Michael Chiesa versus Rafael Dos Anjos. Michael Chiesa out-wrestled RDA and just got the unanimous decision victory. Then in the flyweight division, we had Alex Perez versus Jordan Espinoza. Technical submission arm triangle choke, round one. Great win for Alex Perez. And, both talented flyweights that have a good future ahead of them still. And then in the women's strawweight bout on the main card, we had Angela Hill versus Hannah Cifers. Angela Hill is looking pretty good. She's gone to be more well-rounded and not just a striking-based MMA fighter, and she won TKO elbows and punches round 2 with 34 seconds left in round 2. Good win for Angela Hill, and I like to see her fight a well-ranked top 10, if not top 15 opponent in her next fight. Then in the light heavyweight division, we had Jamal Hill versus Darko Stojic, and this was Jamal Hill unanimous decision, and I called this one. I got this one right on my pre-fight show, and yeah, let's see, I got went like 3-2, 4-1 on this card, I believe. I got the main event wrong, and then I believe I got at least 3 fights on the main card right. But anyways, and then on to some MMA news. Jorge Masvidal and Kamaru Usman got into it at a Super Bowl radio show party, and let's see if they're going to fight each other. But yeah, it's looking like it's not 100% official according to what I've read through MMA Junkie and other news sources. But yeah, it's looking like they just get into yeah, it looks like all signs are pointing, according to MMA Junkie, it looks like all signs are pointing to Masvidal potentially being Usman's next title defense. I think that's a good matchup. Why not have it? You could have that there, and then possibly the winner of Tyrone Woodley versus Leon Edwards fight the winner of Masvidal and Usman. I think that's a good matchup. And anyways, and stay tuned. Tomorrow is LFA 81 Emmers versus Barboza. That's going to be a good fight. And then February 8th, we got UFC 247, Jones versus Reyes for the UFC light heavyweight title. So a lot of good MMA coming our way, and stay tuned in the coming days for my pre-fight for UFC 247. And until then, see ya.